The water communion, by the way, for those of you who may not be familiar with it, it's a tradition in Unitarian Universalism that comes from the days when Unitarian and Universalist churches used to close up shop for the summer, and the congregation would go hither and yon and then come back, and at an ingathering ceremony would share water from their experiences since they were away. So different churches do it at different times of the year. We do it a little bit later than most because I want to try to capture as many of the snowbirds coming back as we can. So a lot of our kindred UU congregations have already done their water communion for the year. Some of our snowbirds get to double dip. They get to do it at both their congregation someplace else and their home congregation here. So that's what we are about today. We are doing the water communion. And last week, we reflected on how our Unitarian Universalist faith merges our many dispositions and dysfunctions and perspectives and paths into one powerful, transformative force by the Unitarian Universalist set of evolving values, which are also methods. Unitarian Universalism is an expression of values, even as it is a method for living into those values. And we bring our many tributaries to its great flow and find ourselves an amazing part of an amazing movement that is bigger than ourselves. So, a ripe metaphor for this is that of many streams flowing into one body of water, one ocean, one mighty river, one beautiful shade-gathering, life-giving cloud of witnesses. Each stream unique, cutting its own path toward the shared experience of faith, engagement of the holy, and the creation of the beloved community, which is granted form and scale by our congregation. But of course, what is a stream but a collection of smaller streams? And what are each of us but a collection of materials, experiences, inspirations, streaming into and through us? Many streams flow into our body, as our body flows into yet larger bodies, larger identities, which expands our sense of our connections. Take just a brief moment to think about the many tributaries flowing through you. And a brief moment to reflect on the sense of connection that your flow has given you by bringing you here. We are of water. We are first conceived of in the amniotic sea. Our blood is only over 90% water, which makes us aliens. Because water actually comes from outer space. Water is not native to Earth. So that flow began long ago. Water carves even as it caresses. Water nourishes. There are trees on the banks of streams. There are animals gathered there. Water is alpha, omega, and the flow between the two. It is the exemplar of cycle, ever-changing, passing through all life, granting all life. Now, all of this reminds me of the lyrics to a song by a Minnesota-based band called Cloud Cult. It's a song which I posted on Facebook earlier in the week. If you want to hear it, you can go to Facebook. Incidentally, Conrad, Paul, and Julie Frank won Facebook this week. You can win too, but you can't win if you don't play. This means that you actually have to post on the Mountain Vista Facebook page. But we're talking about water and this song, which I will paraphrase the lyrics of here. Say, and when the angels come and give you back to the water, from where we are all born, from where we're all born, then you'll feed the ghosts, and you'll feed the living. You'll be a stranger, and you'll be a friend. You'll be the leper, and you'll be the healer. You'll be the hero and the tragedy. And when they burn your body, all that's left is sand crystals. 2 tiny handfuls. All the rest is water. All you need to know is you were born of water. You are made of water. You are living water. And we are. We are living water. We are water walking, water giving form by the coalescing light of our bodies. We are water. Our bodies are the riverbeds, the arroyos that give form to the flow until we release it into some larger system of which we are a part, which is this cosmic, earth-blessed cyclicality, itself both our destination and source, and in which we are invited into an identity far more connected than the one to which we are accustomed. This congregation and faith tradition is one body into which our waters flow, and we in turn and all together flow into larger, deeper, unfathomable. Our gathering is both the symbolic reflection of our interconnected reality and a living example of our interconnected reality. Thus, it is right that we make a ritual of it, and it is right to elevate it out of the misapprehension of the mundane and recognize our flowing interdependence and lift it unto a sacred understanding, and indeed practice it as such. This coming together, this engagement of connectivity, this congregation, and this communion. We are water come to life. We are waters given form, waters flowing into each other, flowing into one, evaporating, cycling, present as past and future. We are a walking water communion. Let us celebrate that in ritual. Welcome to our water communion. Conrad, can you help me? If you'll bring the water over this way. So, when I invite your section forward, and we'll start with the back one, you come up over here just like for joys and sorrows, step up to the pulpit. You say the experience of the gathering of the water, or the experience that the water is infused with, in order to create a ceremony that truly honors each of us. So you're respectfully asked to respectfully not share the geographic origin of the water until after the service at coffee hour. Rather, we share the character of our experience around the water we bring. That way, it's more of us than just where we've been. So for instance, when you add water to water, rather than saying, this is from Sun Devil Stadium, you can say, this is persistence unto victory. Or instead of saying, I got this from Wildcat Stadium, you might say, this is about regret. See, I'm forming community right now. It's in opposition, but it's working. It's working. Instead of saying, I got this from my tap, you might say this water is about family, or rather than reporting that you went to Southside Presbyterian to sit with the Rosa, you might say this is about compassion and justice. So in this way, we engage a greater appreciation for our character, deepen the sharing, and create a more welcoming ceremony.
This water is some of the tears of the earth and of us as part of the earth for the grief that is a necessary, permanent part of our lives.
Our water is for the strength of communities and for transitions.
Mine is for new adventures and community.
This water represents all water binds us to all living things. It helps us grow and helps us feel right for others.
This water represents heartfelt gratitude for friendship, even when paths diverge.
So just take a moment and reflect on some of the things that you heard. Reflect on these many themes and concerns and inspirations that comprise this community. For here we have a new thing. This is water remade. And this is a new gathering, an evolving gathering, a congregation in constant renewal, in constant flow. And this mixing of our perspectives and experiences and dysfunctions and inspirations, we bring it all. May this mingling water wear away our rough edges. May we hear its lessons of flexibility, depth, and flow. May we hear the lessons that each of us bring. May we fashion for it a sturdy and capable course. May our bodies be sound. May our congregation be sound, even as it is flowing and flexible and powerful. May it shape us as it shapes the world. May the meaning of our gathering, the meaning of this new water, flow through us as we use it each Sunday to declare our hope, our connection, our compassion, and our faith.